Simplify, simplify. These words echo from Thoreau's Walden. But even he did not stay in that rustic cabin forever. Keeping things simple is a complex task. Therefore, this morning, I present to you this multivariant, poly-strategic distillation of information and practices, culminating in a symphony of solutions for our evolving endeavors of eliminating stress and enhancing our simplification processes. In other words, I will talk, and if I don't talk too long, we'll have a chance to listen about what we do to simplify our lives. First, I want to suggest that multitasking does not exist. What is commonly called multitasking is actually fractional tasking. If we try to do two things, we are not double tasking. We are actually doing a half job of two things. Triple tasking divides us into three. And despite the beliefs of athletes and coaches everywhere, we cannot give more than 100%. When we split our attention, we fractionalize our focus. A day may bring us multiple tasks, and if they are important, they each deserve singular focus. In the ideal world, we should begin and end each day with zero tasking. Zero tasking is putting your mind and body to rest. This recharges us and gives us energy. Although some of you may have experienced during a moment of silence that goes longer than your body can stand, that it's not always easy to just sit. The most common form of zero tasking is sleep. After a busy day of fractional focus, our bodies force us to stop. We go, go, go until we get gone. Sometimes I have to fight the habits I developed as a toddler. I do not want to go to bed because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. This is especially true on election nights. But sadly, no one is available to physically carry me to bed and read me a story. So I need to learn to do it myself. Some of you may share my problem. We might try a second form of zero tasking: meditation. Sit still. Quiet one's body and one mind. Focus on breathing until the chatter of the day drifts away. Buddhists refer to calming the monkey mind. And to me, that's such a visual image. I just see in my mind all these monkeys jumping from tree to tree to tree, from topic to topic, and nothing gets resolved. Try to create an inner peace before one lies down to sleep. It does no good to put one's head on a pillow when the inside of your head is still spinning and dancing. Likewise, when we wake, meditate. We should take time to breathe. Let our engines warm up before shifting into gear. I find this impossible to do in my house because I have a beagle. And once I awake, if I went and tried to sit calmly on the floor before feeding him, he'd be jumping all over me, and there would be no meditation in the morning when you have a beagle. Many of us have a hard time zero tasking, have a hard time quieting the monkey mind or the beagle mind.
Or the squirrel.
Or the squirrel mind. The thoughts in our heads scream at us like a toddler who refuses to sleep. And this is when we can use gentle distraction. A process I call 10% tasking. Create a ritual or routine or a habit that occupies a smaller portion of one's mind and lowers the frenzy of anxiety, anger, or panic. A Roman Catholic may pray the rosary. A Muslim may pray 5 times a day. These rituals bring focus and distract one from one's narcissism. Now, 5 times a day seems too devout for Unitarian Universalists, but it can be done. I suggest 5 moments of gratitude and hope. When we wake, let us be grateful for another chance to live and list our hopes for today. At breakfast, let us be grateful for our food and hope we use the energy wisely. At lunch, let us be grateful for our food and hope we use its energies wisely. And then at dinner, let us be grateful for our food and hope we use its energy wisely. At bedtime, let us be grateful for what we have done and hope for a restful sleep. Habits and routines can be a form of 10% tasking. How does one prepare for sleep? How does one prepare for the day? Building a habit or a routine demands full focus at first. But once developed, it can be a natural cooling down at night or a natural warming up for the new day. What do you do at night and in the morning? We have all fallen into habits. Are they habits that help us? Are they rituals that refuel us and prepare us? Or are they rituals that hinder us? I do not meditate at night before bed. Instead, I play a bedtime story. I 10% task to distract my monkey mind. I tend to listen to human interest stories from Canadian radio to settle the rage I feel after watching MSNBC, to distract me from the disappointments of the day. The gentle Canadian voices and kind demeanor lull me to sleep. Gail journals before she sleeps. During the day, I sometimes use music as a form of 10% tasking. Playing the old favorites calm me as I drive, and they provide background for work. This takes away the distractions and leaves me 90% focus for work. But I need to be careful to keep music from being more than 10%. Because if the song is too exciting, I might lose focus on driving safely. Speed limits get exceeded sometimes. My hands lose contact with the steering wheel when I use it as a drum. At work, if the song is too interesting, I might stop work to look up the artist on Wikipedia and review their whole discography. Unitasking is complete focus on one thing at a time. This is the goal. It's seldom achieved, but that's okay. If you feel guilty about not unitasking, then that takes even more focus from the task at hand. Be content to be as focused as you can on one thing at a time. When you eat, focus on eating. Savor the flavor. Watching TV and eating, driving and eating, results in overeating. Fast food may seem quick and easy, but that's different from simplicity. When we have a conversation, let us have a conversation. Turn off the phone, maintain eye contact. And when we plan our day, under schedule. Do not over-plan. Know that things always take longer than they should, and that surprises often occur. Do the important things first. Prioritize according to your purpose in life. If you do not have a purpose in life, your purpose in life is to find one. We think that a purpose in life has to be some grand scheme, and it can be, but not necessarily. Our first purpose is simply to be. If we are here on the planet, let us assume that we're supposed to be. If you have doubts that you should exist, seek help. I believe you belong here. Others believe you belong here. Talk to other people until you believe that you belong here. None of us can know all that life can be. If one does not have a sense of purpose, perhaps one's purpose is to center oneself, to sit and listen, to wait and watch, or to wander and wonder. Learning to be, to simply be, is not a waste of time. Observe yourself as you deal with what life throws at you. Appreciate what you are good at. Note what brings you joy. Note what weighs you down. Choose to do what is truly you. The best paying job sometimes is not worth the cost. Not everyone is obligated to raise a family. Not every path needs to be dramatic and exciting. When we learn to simply be, what we need to do becomes obvious. The first level of doing is guided by necessity. Sometimes we do things to avoid negative consequences. Paying bills, driving on the correct side of the road, eating right and exercising. Doing things at the level of necessity makes a life a series of chores. Life is simple, but it's not much fun. The second level of doing is guided by desire. Go after what you want. Spend money on what is important to you. Drive safely to get where you're going. Eat things that make you feel good now and later. Keep fit so you can enjoy more activities. Doing things at this level makes life a series of challenges, and every challenge leads to new challenges. Living this way can be fun, but it is seldom simple, because each success brings new challenges. But there is a third way of doing that is beyond avoiding punishment and seeking rewards. Do what you need to be. Do what you need to be. If you need to have children, you will feel that longing. You will have children and love them. Children are not a reward or a punishment, although some days that seems to be the case. You accept the good and the bad because you are motivated by love. You live a life of commitment. You do what you need to do to be the parent you want to be. You do what you need to be. This simplifies life. It doesn't make life easy, but it is easier to make decisions when you know what is your first priority. Sometimes a job is what you need to be. A person who writes is a writer. They may make a living at it, or they may not. But they are doing what they need to be. They may get a job as a writer, or they might get a job doing something else in order to support their writing. But having a purpose simplifies their lives. They know who they are and what they need to do. Now, very few of us are just one thing. We have many roles: employee, sports fan, artist, parent, child. Look at each of your roles. Which roles do you play to avoid negative consequences? Find a way to walk away from those roles once your obligation is fulfilled. Or find a way to make them routine so you don't fret and worry about them every day. And then which roles do you play just for fun? Which are the ones that reward? Save those for dessert. Which roles do you have to do in order to be you? Those are the main course of your life. Follow that course, and your life will become simpler. Do what you need to do to be you. Trust that there is something worthwhile for you to do. Sit and ponder wait and wonder, live and learn. Simplicity is not how busy we are. Simplicity is not how much free time we have. Simplicity is following one's purpose, using our time freely. When we be who we need to be, we will do what needs to be done. Do what you need to be.